mpanyimfo a omunimde ebehwehwe ensema ekoso yedi kan ka kiro say basically and the show no about the inauguration of President-elect John Dramani Mahama and parliamentarians and the dissolution of the 8th Parliament by midnight. Now, ya usher in the 9th Parliament and I face so the nomination of Speaker Aban Babin by President-elect and or she said the members of Parliament ebetimi atu abadiamano. Any other issues to be discussed, especially the protocols Ebekoso and head of state Mobat and the who said president-elect and wako a pro kakra wakos some countries, especially on the continent, Akushisha head of state will invite you more to the inauguration. The significance, any other issues around. In the studios, Anopay a honorable and the Appiah Kubi or MP for Asante Achim until the dissolution. And you know, the MP for Asante Achim North or Sanso and Samson Asaki Awingobit, and so a PNC national chairman on studio and Emmanuel Adote Alote now a candidate at the NDC or Enya Soutum in the just ended elections of Umi and Sana and Opemobe Boyana. We discuss the issues on the table. Let's start honorable and the Appiah Kubi with experience parliament and they say who all these events and processes before the inauguration of President-elect John Dramani Mahama and the expectation of Ghanaians. Honorable, I that's an invitation and into our new studios and then soon I be studio now from Enra.
Very privileged to be
yes.
the pioneers in
this
enterprise.
Of course, and we needed privileged panelists and in the 40 cells so now boyama yet me be basically the inauguration ochna and yebesh usher in the new president. Yes.
I'm very humbled by your very kind words.
Right.
Before the car, you 24. But Kakra in na ebe share. Enti the Yamia said abedu sabi na ade ba kunso evidence we can say until the end of today na the mandate expire. Enti mandate na expire. I wish everybody well, especially the one that takes over from me. Say adwuma no aye no ono so onto aso na omenkoyi. But above all, Ghana for na ye babe sign signature there. And in all cases, let's see Ghana as the enterprise that we all belong to. We may have our differences, but at the end of the day, then our focus is on one thing, that is the development of the country.
Right.
And so say lose any focus from both parties. And the question is on the inauguration, but inauguration will be after as the 8th Parliament, and will bring the curtain down. Supposed to be ceremonial 12 midnight of today. Then we'll bring the curtains down. Now, now the same time, because Parliament is seen to be in continuum. Parliament good
vacuum be anyhow.
Vacuum be anyhow. Sorry, I no be so attractive. Then it signals the continuity of Parliament. And corona be no so betrasi. Omo betrasi no. Gazette notification rubber from EC to parliamentary. At this time, the management of Parliament, led by the Clerk of Parliament, ono na obe usher in all the members of Parliament gazetted, and omutansia they will take oath of office and all that. Na ivia na speaker no so almost a elected speaker. Now, elected speaker, then he takes his seat and then he administers the parliamentary oath to them. Now, Ade Bakwa, aye contentious, we alone, Muni, and then maybe a committee Senkophobia or Mususu Kasa say nomination of a speaker. In fact, it is a source of worry. A constitution must be able to address it properly.
Right.
na constitutional vacuum na ho no enti na executive no exploit constitution it say the members of parliament elected no having been sworn in as members no, they will elect their speaker but in constitutional language no but in effect no mean can say we all in the Fourth Republic you know all presidents have nominated speakers. I'm not sure that is right because the independence of parliament you know is so important and critical if we will make a headway in governance. But say you can say president may nominate speaker na yankoto so by extension no what didn't see her as speaker na a president in the December to parliament move.
Is that the effect?
That is the effect. I'm not saying said this is the time where you're getting it wrong. Right. You're getting it wrong from beginning to this time. Now, Kebe nyapa ne move away from that. Indeed, and parliamentarians no question said they could nominate one of their kind to chair and the independence of parliament who nyapa said that parliament no ebe check executive.
Okay.
As a parliament be extension of executive moyen because parliament no be just post office. Na executive no dey bibia to a bill bia to a whether good or bad no assess a pass. That should not be the case. That is not governance. That is not democracy.
The nomination by the president.
Yes.
You know. Is it because already of the public?
Already no. Executive presidency no, a consolidated power into one person's hand, which in itself is bad. Power only limit biano. A corrupt absolutely.
Right.
Anti-consolidation of power in one person's hand in an executive presidency, it is in itself very bad.
Okay.
Now, Yasama executive no power to nominate. In fact, nomination it is only in word. Appoint. Because if a president with a majority in parliament nominates a speaker, it is more or less an appointment. Because almost so parliamentarians no, they will go and vote. In fact, in our time, Nikai said, now President Speaker Okwe, I call campaign cry, can say, Speaker Obama, Yatu Obama no. So, na enye independent decision. Enti nyina ko ka say, Yebetu Obama, Speaker Okwe. Unfortunately, Yemubi no antimi anto Obama no.
Okay.
So, no, I would prefer Senka yenya distinction between the executive and the legislature, so that legislature no be a monitoring role ye ama abwa oban no anya sadia consolidation of power in one person's hand no extended to parliament just say he is absolutely in control. And he said the other year saying because in legislative history there was a case here parliament be a year law against one person, deportation of Amadou Balungu Act.
Balungu.
Just say nipa ba kupe na parliament nyina transi esi akwa emu nyini free Ghana na dangerous. On say absolute authorities are no dangerous. Na ya gina nipa ba kupe so they apamu nipa ya oye Ghanaian. And so pekwa bi so
because parliament was supreme
because parliament can say actor, it is an act. It works as an act also. Chokros in, chokros out. Ubia or Jibis Albagana has to come and defend a lawyer. The moment I will know Tiple Munona, Parliament, Biswatanasia, a pass law to deport him. Basa, wow. Now, at the end of the day, what the yummy, Namidi Ayo, what the yummy, Namidi Ayo. At the end of the day, it is the country that suffers. And Timedia. Yamnya kwen bia yebekmenya watershed bi say if you na kwe yenya yenim said ya yenye yebesi sane ya de papa it's important for us
president bia am nominate speaker
because
also in effect appointment
constitution it say the parliamentarians were elect but they who election no say abane say Appiah Kubi na momfa nko the speaker na president no cancer no or absolute majority of parliament such as by extension or appoint Appiah Kubi and Timuma sa lacuna no na yen deal with it because emwa my Ghana emma onipa ba ko ye on constitutionalism. What is this? Constitutionalism by definition is distribution of power. But on the converse, no, your constitution no need practice na you say you consolidate power.
One person.
Any one person. And it is said you could do parliament to and in recent times also, presidents now appointed judiciary members of the Supreme Court, sign appointed Chief Justice. Oh, and also presidential hand extending also judiciary musu. And ya near Kase, as per the case of Salah Attorney General, say Ghana is a close community. Now we know each other, and if we consider who does what, but behind it, you know, will be appointed. The hand that appoints you, you will not disappoint that hand. Exactly. And essentially, building systems no very strong. Now institutions not to produce you institutional leaders. Now, say institutional leaders, they are accountable to the institutions rather than to one person who is outside the institution. Basa, ubetimia you juma. Laws and the constitution will give you to the expectation of the constitution and laws. Otherwise, you are always looking at your appointee.
Right, you say the
appointor. You are looking at him.
The appointor.
Yes. Anything you are always going to satisfy his interest. And the Ghana.
How to stop it? Because ABN can majority, overwhelming majority, the incoming administration bewa. Enka soft power or we na me peno on share parliamentarians and say change na amonto mano but e was say onon sutimi influence say we na ye hu ne say obetimi aye adwuma de amaye. So what would be wrong with president Neka say men ka say by force mo fa no, but my dream no, this is the person who will serve the interest of the administration.
Na adwene nipa ba ko pe na wonu mu na say nipa ba ko pe na wonu mu Quebec the president should appoint. But I'm say institution be na di nipa no ba be head into the institution must appoint or must nominate and select. So now I'm obi a ono power di man no already too much no. Now ono no sand will be for us to and Ghana and Africa in more cases. You say we executive president obi a shon so enti say e ka say mu kra mu ye independent in your voting na it doesn't happen enti anka say my laws no so checks and balances na here enti no say my laws no so my platform no say president who dey do president legislature mususu mu go mu leader na judiciary so enti we must build a system obia be na djuma na obia be check on each other. In fact, parliament cry for parliamentary leadership. Oh, say majority leadership, minority leadership. And also so akwai we say except parties no na nominate leaders no. Enti ya two abama nipa across the country among parliament. It is uncle for no mobile parliament no. They are not capable of electing their own leaders. And also, this will be the trambonting and okay, say, when the bay leader, again sacrificing the independence of parliament. It is a Kobasa, who na president be a cote party executive sechi. Now, was see when a majority leader, when a deputy major, when a chief whip, and now strengthening the hand of the executive in the House of Parliament, even in the caucus.
Yeah.
And it's not just a mama. That same hand
executive
and na akoba say parliament is so executive in the control na leadership no wo yinsemu executive yinsemu the be cost of parliament will be the leadership will ensure the whip system. What it means is say the abeto fiesi enkan mu nyina mu ni echiri and it's a parliament a president be the adian ba now what the ma onu ankasa the selected leaders as caucus leaders na omo ka say champion no na wo we parliamentarian no e dey value addition be na
enyo
no so sala na so dey akiri. Is this what Ghanaians wanted by crafting this constitution.
Have you ever raised this at any point?
Many times. Okay. Many times. In fact, I even wrote a statement on it.
Okay.
Even including Omankasa members of parliament, social issues.
Okay.
So now, your system cry to see our statement cry for the house now. You have to give to your leadership.
Okay.
For leadership to rather vet and approve. Wow, statement. Also, so we have member of parliament. We lead and also a member of parliament there. Yeah, elected from only constituency. Come to think of it, constituency bit is a Dom Kwabinya of 100,000 voters. Yeah, vote one candidate. Now constituency bit baby, it be 6,000 voters. Yeah, vote one candidate.
No baby
leader. No, 100,000 by you know. Which your statement or no now because Obama but practically no so if you are now some of these things. Some of us we are writing our memoir until we're ready. The ins and outs no so better
should be very, very important. I think say wako munti no whatever is there, the negatives, you know.
Yeah, to facilitate learning.
Yes.
So then will be a person can be means of the mature. I will not be biased.
Okay.
If I will be wrong because I didn't understand.
Okay.
It's not because I am trying to favor one system against the other. No.
Right. So that's the initial comments of a lawyer and the Appiah Kubi, still the MP. For Asante Achim North until the dissolution tonight.
I thank you for celebrating my last
day. Of course, we have to celebrate your last days and very valuable contribution. My main call Imanolado Tiso and Sana Maba Samson Ho. Now NDC and also to parliamentary candidates.
Oh, sorry, I did not greet them. Something I greet you.
Okay.
I hope
all right. Imanol. Also, meaning say sitting back or observe when the expectations, the nomination of Speaker Bagbin say on to an Jumedi, so MP4 and Kotumano, and what we should expect from the inauguration of the president elect.
Yo, Saddick Midas, Mammy Fakonya Winchia, Ashefo native on Angel Broadcasting Network. Now, Minchia may microphone so I ask you to. And pay immediately so be I share. So be so 80 and ewo anya so to me na and I my first time I buy angel my court is but it's my first time I buy angel mami pa konya wonso na me ndo biasi ewo anya so to we NDC ni we MPP ndo biasi sana about on ekoye no na me ma congrats to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama so na nyamiasi se bibia eko on the issue of the say Seleti Ora Bagbin once again as the Speaker for Parliament. Sena a senior senior and Appiah Kubi me I want to learn. I say Okuti Constitution is a anka Nepemuno. It should have been the parliamentarians on Beshia. Now or more as Seleti will be, then election will go on. Now maybe if you say in that case among the 276 in Anka or maybe sana still also bema omadwin say ebi asimesi ewa bontin e ni ba speaker anka is it going to be the same 276 now number select will be that's what the constitution is saying
from within parliament
from among the from within or from without. In fact, if they select somebody from without then he comes to preside. If they select somebody from within then that person vacates his seat.
Ajaho was selected from within parliament. Right.
But then a selection from within by members of parliament.
Okay.
But as the law stands now, you can be within or without.
Yes.
Right.
Until to me, you'll be among the 270. And I say, so then me feel say, well, or no say no, it's experience. What now? Actually, never into that. All kinds of ritual book. Not yet the best year. But me feel say. The structure majority party and is supposed to lead the nomination and I'm in
fact in other jurisdictions the constitution says the speaker will come from the minority party
rather
in other jurisdictions
okay
and some other jurisdictions is the majority.
By at the end, it's always from the majority.
No,
at the end, it's not specified. They say the members of parliament shall appoint. And you,
but technically, it makes sense. Say it should come because say if the other side not say a vote here, automatically the majority will shoot it down.
Majority will nominate. Minority will nominate.
That's a case.
And I will share a Michael Queen.
Oh, sorry.
We are Michael
Babi. And so Speaker Babi, minority and a nominating, and a majority a nominating Speaker Okui. And the two abanona minority nominee a winning. And it is not certain who will nominate. Indeed, what it means is that parliamentarians so are supposed to nominate candidates. Nothing at all, sober. But over here now, be for a nomination among parliamentarians.
As it stands now, Mahama is the leader of our party. Party constitution. Once you become the flag bearer, that's it too. Once you become the leader of the party, that's it. So once you become the president, and also you become the leader of the party. On what directive party, no, as to Niaepe, meaning say, parliamentarians from the NDC side, also. This is a candidate party leadership. And I believe say he consulted the Council of Elders and NEC and Amodi Orabagin, Edin Ebano. So what it simply means is say NDC leadership in parliament, be you be a near a party leadership no akano or no be you like okay no and meaning say MBP for so one coin said be you be but automatically you know it will not fly because 89 against 183 so you will not go and waste time. Anyway, closer and that thing can play. But I don't think say 100 people will speak against Bagwin.
What's presumption?
And 89. It is a and this leadership or Bagwin say or no onjina mayeno. If MPP so you be eba, I don't think say
100 grand to a man.
Assume he said na Kufia na Uganda at the time. And Ubia nominated Kufia na number. Na NDC for nominated MPP for nominated. He would probably have been one ideal candidate. Because
cut across.
And your casting stone.
It's possible, but Yamikan say it will be a huge task. Nipa 100 they go against Orababin. But a close anchor, that scenario can work. Maybe like see between Professor Michael Kui. I mean, it was only one person, one vote, one other side, and I separate. But this one is not. If it's a 10, 20, and to automatically no. But I like reforms. Yet we've tried the constitution for some time. We need to reform and change some of the things now. Like you said, no, the benefit should be Ghana. Say it's always about sectional or not a group. The one that will lose will be Ghana. And the it's okay. And I think so. Obano, Ora Bagmina, the president-elect, directly a party, and in phone and say, oh no, na meeting. I think it's a step in the right direction. He has really distinguished himself. He was part of the fourth Republican Parliament, first Parliament, no count. One Musa, very speaker. In fact, he did that with the seventh Parliament. And at 8th, no, he became the speaker. Even at the point, he was a deputy speaker. And he said, "Oh, baby, I think he has a large amount of experience at Odeba. I be boa Ghana, and regardless of baby or no, last 4 years now, people think say NDC was too strong, you know, on my NDC for a crime baby. Maybe there were times I think I saw Honorable Muntaka even disagreeing with Bagby in most cases. So Oyobia, I think when it comes to fairness,
he was very receptive to dissent.
Exactly. Onubeye leader, I think it's in the right direction. He's not too sectional, and and he's always also ready to learn. And one of the things, I was surprised. I thought say Parliament area beer, you must always be in a formal apron.
Oh yes.
But to me, it's African.
the formality, it does not make it European or American.
Yeah.
Formality, is also local.
Yeah.
So if you are in local dress like my brother, now Bahwa.
But I always say, Hanu, you can't formal. First, Unanga, the African priest as a formal dress.
No.
That we didn't see that way.
Say in Parliament,
we always see
he is properly dressed.
And the tie.
Say wo na wo ko hon mu say ya unye properly dressed because t-shirt no any African.
Yeah.
With the broche dey so ni dey papa ti you. So ko Ghana so any papa you.
It no na like at a point it mean say to me share kente fantoma to me share
or the abotre nyina
parliamentarians no kura no enei say any inaugurate yan ke nyina frap kente because first 2017 no me frap kente
okay
2020 21
I'm referring to the leader the speaker and say I didn't
leader no one of us
I didn't say but me actually in that kind of
NSC over
we have
learned a lot. Dressing me say pa na me tampe suit t-shirt because there be me kojuma as a lawyer I was always in suit enti nya kwai me hye wenim bia na me subitage pa
enti we have yes you anybody be
okay
every ora back and like the temperament the maturity level and I think the experience eduma we so experience count a lot. Maturity and experience they count a lot, and he understands the standing orders in so no only the bioma I think is the right direction. And maybe you don't know so as a omino there were a lot of challenges in the Africa. Edi obi eba obesua de a new person ebi a nominate obi a say be onka MP4 ho of Abonti Africa ocean standing orders Africa obi a chair no it's waste of our time. We have a lot to do. Say Osheni akosi over the past 8 years in there. Wa obi eje to say we have a lot to do in the country. Nti ono oba otinya masi no say bills in them eba ho it doesn't need to refer to having offer obi nti standing order banner it means that we can use to accept this bill na eba na David onim say we know it's in order. And I feel so nyamia do in a party and I form central government nti baby kra at least they can even talk about it before Ebeba or no. We will have a lot of things to be done. So I think the nomination is in the right direction, and I support the president-elect.
Very well. Samson, my member also na menjo wants opinion. I think say it's basically around the nomination of Babin. Lawyer Kase, the concentration of power. They say every nominations are done appointment are not essentially. Now if you want one control judiciary or control executive or no answer now, or then it's to parliament and get a closed door. Young come name say also who say Bagben will be the best person to continue in the state for parliament.
That's it. Maminche Ahefo and Atifo. Na I'm saying, minimum say, we are sports journalists. Now, what done hosting there, and the German show, what to moderate the Kama.
Medasi.
Let's say, what's your Germany?
Medasi.
You are multi-tax person.
Yeah.
Maminche senior, a babyshan or her, and then Minia Kuma, Michiano. I think, say, Honorable. Kumi has been somebody that some of us has admired so well, even though he's in the other political divides. But he has been very objective when he's doing his analysis, and I think he's been punished for his
sincerity,
for his being truthful and kind in discussing his issues. And I think that some of us fit into that level.
Yeah.
If you look at where I sit as the executive secretary for Importers and Exporters Association before I became the national chairman of PNC, 2014 when Mahama was in government, I used to take them on some of their policies, and they used to say, "Oh, this MPP who's financing this guy," and when MPP came, they had the same thing tough with me. Then everyone said, "This guy must be objective person." It is hard in Ghana here when you speak to truth, they will tag you, but once you know that we are speaking with that animalist. You have a conviction that this is the truth of the matter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, truth will come to play, and that is what has happened. That cost MPP a very measurable defeat, as you can see. If they had listened to my friend an honorable member here, and his team at 80 or 82 members when they were calling for finance minister to go at the time. They didn't listen to. And so I'm happy that he is still a sitting member of parliament and outgoing to be very soon in due course. I wish him all the best where he's going to be in his endeavor. But I think that his reason, yeah, I will, and I think that he has raised so many constitutional issues, and I think that he will be good if President-elect. Let me congratulate President John Dramani Mahama and his party for having such a overwhelming victory from Ghanaians has spoken. I remember one of the issues I was discussing. I said business community were very mute with the government because they do not want to speak, so they will gag them. I speak with them, I interact with them, and I know how people were saying they will not import, and because they have made losses. And if I tell you some big company that you know them, if they tell you the losses that they've made, they will tell you quite clearly that that government was supposed to have to go. There was nothing, but they will
it's not almost a
and they really show it in election day. Right. And so that is how. So it should be a learning process for NDC. And I know that whoever John Mahama is going to appoint should not come and throw his weight on Ghanaians. Okay, maybe to say honorable comedian and median and Mecca Kusasi. No, my church Gurana in Boku because I guess returned from our festival.
All right.
So Bagbin is a very experienced person, but as he said, honority in the house, and he think that members of parliament should have sworn in. The new elected members of parliament are sworn in first, and then they would then nominate a candidate. But I want honorable member to understand that definitely it was going to come out from his own political party. They would have consulted themselves, be it the members of parliament, or be it the president, or be it the national executive. They would have consulted themselves, and I'm sure it happens in all the political divide when we form government. Then they would then come to say, okay, we come to consensus to say this is the name. Then, of course, so let's take it tomorrow like this. Definitely, who will become the next majority leader will now have to rise, if after swearing into office, will now have to rise to present a candidate for a confirmation. Okay. The only difference here is that it won't happen like 2021, where we had two candidates, but that is the norm. The practice is they will present a candidate with the CV, then they too present the candidate with the CV. Then, of course, they will then go to secret balloting. That is where the voting then now elect who become. But it is obvious that looking at during the end of leading to the 2024 general election, the issue that erupted in Parliament, having Honorable Appiah Kubi running to Supreme Court, and the thing that he caused, and the way Bagbin was able to handle things, same things, till they went for election. Before they came back, then you now see my very good friend Appiah Kubi being a refined person. If you look at Appiah Kubi's behavior before election and after they were calling for the system, and the Bagbin said no. After they were calling for a system before they go to election, the Bagbin said no. Many members of parliament are in their constituency, so he cannot bring to. We will reconvene after system. If you remember after that system, you could see how my brother was refined. Very, very refined person. And was even called a champion that if there will be a speaker of parliament, that speaker must come from the retain Bagbin. He was the first person, but he was the first one who was fighting Bagbin. So you can see how they are. So we, those who are out, we are in parliament, we don't know what happens. They eat together, they drink together. So it's kind of like a husband and a wife. You will go and see them throwing blows, but the next minute go there, you will see them eating and enjoying life. That is how our parliamentarians are telling us. But I think he's raised a very legitimate. But a question that I wanted to find out from him, whether will he suggest that a speaker of parliament in the near future, because he's talking about independence, the executive, the judiciary, and then the legislature. So will he suggest that the next speaker of parliament should be a permanent position and should have an age of to retire? So that will devoid, so that is where you can now have a neutral speaker of parliament, whether MPP is in government, NDC is in government, or PNC, my party is in government. The speaker has a specific age to retire. So whoever comes cannot come and bulldoze the speaker. But however, the speaker is part of you, but the speaker doesn't have a vote.
Let me just provide an answer to this. Indeed, the life of a particular parliament is 4 years as designed by our constitution. So we cannot presume to have a system of appointment that goes beyond the life of that parliament, because the next parliament is a creature in itself by the constitution and different from the previous one.
Okay.
No, but he has said something. He said Parliament can never truncate. It's a continuous something.
Yeah.
So as soon as they are rising, others are sitting. So the speaker can still wait for those new people coming. I'm just raising this. You can look at it in the next committee because we have something to do with the constitution. I think it was part of the NDC manifesto.
Yeah.
So you will be a good person to be in that place.
Right.
Then of course, I think that
nominated by PNC.
Well, why not? Absolutely, we equally have former parliamentarians. We have former MPP, NDCs, PNC. We have former parliamentarians who also are well versed with the standing orders and other things. But mind you, the standing orders keep on updated.
Yeah.
I think the last time
will not nominate me.
You nominate PNC.
So no, I will for you. I will vote for you.
Oh, yeah.
You and then Eugene Boache. No, Eugene Boache. Is it Entry or Boache?
Yeah, Subi.
Boache Entry. Yes, these are guys that I really like them. They speak their mind. And the former Obasa MP, Enin.
Yeah.
Yes, they speak their mind. You understand? I want to see same thing in NDC.
Okay.
People who speak up their mind without fear that they will take my appointment away or they will take my word away.
Yeah.
But that is the way to go. That is the way to build the Ghana interest. That's the way to go.
Exactly.
So I think I have to stand here to congratulate Bagbin and also say that yes, tomorrow is going to be a very big day for Ghana. I have seen that since the election of the president-elect, he has not sat one side at all.
Right.
He has been moving up and down. In fact, he even went up north to visit some big chiefs. So we should be expecting some of the big kings who will be coming tomorrow to grace the occasion.
Okay.
And also he has been to other African neighboring countries, and I know that they are going to be here tomorrow to witness.
Right.
And all of us Ghanaians collectively, we have huge expectations from the president-elect.
Okay.
And that's why I said earlier that whoever will be appointed should find himself as a privilege. And I can assure you that President Mahama is not going to sit down and say, my minister is good 4 years, just like that. You must show evidence of your performance.
Right.
If it calls for reshuffling, he has to reshuffle. I'm not sure he's going to hesitate in this when he's going to do reshuffling.
Okay.
That is the only way so that people, when they give the opportunity, you will go and work. And I even call, and I think I'm happy that MP is here, that our members of diplomatic that we appoint, our members of ambassadors, that mostly we do appoint to go to countries to represent us. Where I sit as Executive Secretary of Import and Export Association, to the extent you have American embassy and others knocking your doors, what are they looking for? They are looking to tell you that your traders in Ghana, those who deal with rice, those who deal with frozen chicken and the rest, there's a department in America called poultry department. They will come to say they have the premium chicken. So if people want to go and buy, instead they go to Brazil and other things, they should come and buy from them.
Right.
They have quality rice, they should come and buy from them. That's the target, so that they can bring and look at America with all the GDP. Yet they still look for more forest to come back, export proceeds to come back. Yet when we put our ambassador, when we appoint, it looks like my party is in power, and so I've been rewarded as ambassador. Then they go there, then you ask them what was their target, what are they bringing back to the country. I strongly believe that currently President Mahama has to do export drive, and that export drive is not only on traditional commodities like gold, bauxite, diamond, and what have you, or oil. That is the non-traditional, the non-traditional commodity, the tie and dye batik, the yam production, the sale batters. So our ambassadors should be tasked with the trade attaches. The ambassador Jomamo will be appointed. I will encourage President Mahama to appoint young, energetic people.
Okay.
Who will have the energy to go out there and work. What they should do is that if you're ambassador to China, you should be able to study to know what Chinese need from Ghana, and directly link those buyers to come to our producers here. If it's about our hot pepper that they need, Chinese like hot pepper so much, then you bring them to buy from us.
Okay.
I'm going to arrange our producers to also go and meet them and exhibit, do exhibition of our product.
Okay.
That is the way to go in order for us to stabilize the city. That is the way. I'm looking for where President Mahama will make sure that all his ambassadors, you have a target. If you go first year, second, you are not, they will recall you and reappoint somebody.
For somebody
Same
to
thing,
meet that target.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the way. So that our city depreciation, that is the only way to cushion our city depreciation. And I think Ohema Oyaje is here.
Yeah.
Say, sit up. You know how to do sit up?
Yeah.
So They export. Can you imagine if President Mahama visit China and meet his counterpart, Xi Jinping or what's his name, and then he take Mahama Sito and he tasted, and the Chinese president also tasted in their telly. Do you know how many millions will come to buy Sito from Ghana?
Even if you have 500,000 Chinese expecting that we ship Ghanaian Sito to China, we've made progress.
So that is the way to go.
Oh, exactly.
To bring more forests back to cushion our economy.
I'm sure the president will be listening after.
No, his people are listening.
Okay.
And we have people like Appiah Kubi, and they'll have to do advocate.
Okay.
Because the reason why there's a pressure on our city is because we bring nothing from export.
Okay.
The gold that goes out there, what comes back is just about 1%, and that 1% is just for services, it's just for to pay salaries, but it doesn't come back here before shareholders' profit goes back to them. And that is why we have a balance. So anytime you see they say the city is stabilizing, then we have an IMF issue, money coming in, or we have a cocoa syndicated, and that cannot have a long-term stability. That is why most of the time you see within 2 weeks, within 1 week, then we run back to our normal the normal cycle. I think the only way to do is to do very rigorous export-driven, not traditional commodity, but non-traditional commodities.
I think it's in order. Let's see how. But on say ambassadors and all of them too, they have their more job description, and particularly in diplomacy, but the trade attaches, and what you are suggesting, maybe the incoming trade minister will get you. Honorable Andy.
Let me add just a bit to what my brother has said. Indeed, in my profession, I have been an investment promoter all my life.
Okay.
I worked for Ghana Free Zones Board as deputy CEO and acting CEO for some time. I was doing investment promotion.
Yes.
Since the collapse of the ideological warfare, since the war say, how do you bring money into your economy?
Exactly.
It is not ideological anymore. Like I support Russia, I support America, whatever. No, but it is how do you bring investment? How do you also create markets for companies in Ghana to be able to bring output into the international market?
Exactly.
And it send a menu can point to be na you guilty in most cases no president me campaign me say now it's a job for the boys. No, it shouldn't be the case.
Right.
So what background no senior, in fact so international platform because marketing Ghana, you have a language attractive about me man nipa about Ghana. Unfortunately no selection no ya papa nti yetiminya sa opportunity no edin krofo be had. And as I was saying, he spoke about the trade aspect, but investment promotion aspect. So it's not only trade. Trade, you know, you're sending our goods, but investment promotion, bringing the investment that will generate. Now, we can say a governance system, necessarily, maybe to say agricultural minister, trade minister, transport minister. There must be a caucus. They be all moving together. Because if we don't generate the output, if we don't generate the output, we cannot market them, and we need the investment also to come in. So trade and investment and agri, they should always be moving together.
Okay.
Now finance, will provide the general platform for them to do. And ideology, now is trade and investment.
Right.
It is no more ideological like. I support the West, I support the East. No. And yes, select nipa no bekoko ya. Ye hwe nipa no more background no, or more experience no. Politics in the baby abem because obi a person create opportunity for the but nipa no edine ko no. Me who say o sa pedigree no, obi o hon more the international platform so obi fizzle out. Otumi emie nenum kra enu akasa. Obi also so be very comfortable with the international audience. No bit my ejuma. And face so ejuma no why be da who scale no because to be inner, it must be good and capable of generating the results that you want.
Okay.
And just say anything inside and you expect a hybrid of output. No, you won't get it.
Yeah. Okay. And to add to this one too, I also propose that, we have the Regional Maritime University sitting in Ghana here. I just came before election. I went to Philippines. And Filipinos, they do not have vessels. But when you go to every part, my background is maritime.
Okay.
Yes, I did marketing in the first degree, and I did marketing in my master's in maritime. Port and shipping administration at the Regional Maritime University.
All right.
If you go to any of the ports globally, and port calls, majority, if they have 18 on board, or 12 on board, or 15 on board, majority number is Filipinos. And how much they repatriate? Over $400 million they repatriate back to their country annually. And I'm told ship owners, our Ghana Maritime Authority, when they see, when you go on board, it get like you have your passport to travel.
Yeah.
They have a pass, and that training is Ghana Maritime Authority will prepare the program for the Regional Maritime University to train the people. We can position our country to train more seafarers. And every ship owner really want people who come from Ghana Regional Maritime University, especially holding the onboard pass of Ghana Maritime Authority.
Okay.
Then we can take opportunity there to also export. The last time I said, if you go to Tema Port, I asked President Mahama when they visited us at Tema Port during his manifesto drafting. I asked when he was the president in 2012 to 2016, has he ever been to dry dock before? Because Nkrumah built this thing. Within the West Africa here, if any ship have problems in any of the port, it was supposed to come to Ghana port for maintenance.
Okay.
That alone can also rake. And when we can train more of these welders, blacksmith, and whatever, electricals people to feed that place. That alone can bring us millions of dollars to this country. Any government that comes, they play games with that dry dock issue. I am happy that President Mahama is back. And I'm hoping that he will take this opportunity to make sure that, look, nurses, we can train nurses at the Regional Maritime University for onboard vessels.
Yeah.
We can train caterers for onboard vessels. We can train welders for onboard vessels, electricals for onboard vessels before even those captains, those seamen. So there are so many opportunities that we are sitting on, but we are not making use. Who will become the next Director General of Ghana Port? Who will become the next, Transport Minister? Will have to have no choice. Who will become the next Director General of Ghana Maritime Authority? Have no choice than to work collaboratively. And above all, we need a rector. The Regional Maritime University has been there having an acting VC. He's a Liberian. If you go to Liberia today, I'm sure you have been to Liberia. You see Liberia has built the biggest maritime academy. But in the Regional Maritime University here, it's supposed to be a Ghanaian professor. We have got to Regional Maritime University there. There are Ghanaian professors. They're supposed to be appointed. The next transport minister should make sure that they appoint a professor to be at the Regional Maritime University.
Well, I think,
the man is a trade man, you see, so he talks straight. But today, I think the discussion was supposed to
his conversation is largely on trade, but I'm sure it's part of it.
Part of it, but this shows SSA National Forum B to discuss various sectors and their contributions from participants. Indeed, may also from the land sector, and what I was seeing is immediately, let's find a way. I will review all natural resource contracts.
Okay.
And Yema, dear Chemcro for almost free organ.
Very important.
Contracts need be very unconscionable. Yes, nipa no a contract no. Omontiasie, ebinum etiasie, unconscionability ni bi ohonma eba under influence. Emfa contracts ni nyina from independence ni ahwe ni bio contract bia wo review period every 5 years no go back to the contract, let's see what went wrong, what the world has changed and therefore what needs to change by way of the provisions. Said ye be betimi save sika magana. Otherwise for money minerals no for Peters. Because they have contracts that are not supervised.
And that will include mining leases.
Yes, mining leases, all of them.
Yeah.
In fact, a reviewer immediately, ebenyeska.
Right.
Na say ye German ko for fire name for free sir.
Okay.
Oh, revenue areas bit say rates, annual rates, property rates. Ye nyina ye guilty. Me ka ho. Ebi o ha omo beji rates no beba 500 cedis for the whole property for a whole year.
Yeah.
Ebi kura ho no mo meji. Ebi ho kura wuntua. But a revenue stream be so important. Easy to mobilize. Also, you be jam na ko ni gina baby so ni ekusika ho. Some of these things are working. In fact, even human resource. In recent times, me say nurses be ekuko sebo some
UK, US,
yes.
Canada,
yeah, export to home officially.
Yeah.
Na yenya revenue from there. Omo korumbenya yensu as a country no ye contracting party so and only a bit me why not you build more of the nursing training institutes and training more of them and discharge them nipa organ ye nyek ye discharge oma you will be creating another avenue for bringing foreigners me for American company tourism we were bringing American tourists to Ghana.
Okay.
I was the country director, FX. We will bring students to Ghana to come to the various universities, various traditional sites. They were bringing money into the country. And the tourism ministry, they should also find, be a benchmark, mano. Say, Manafu, generate this much. But let us also conscientiously work towards your targets, no.
Right.
And yes, a point to say your minister no kwatana. So
target
be na ho. Deliverables be any ho. Yen ana wezu nye say politics bebebo. Na ka say MPP ni ye enti ye kwako sabotage. No. Country ni ye yi a sabonsam kra na ye president a na se country na ye yi a ye wo mu no ye be enjoy life.
Lawyer ni dey bi mo nti ase o.
Certain
bia o man no conform ba bi. Na obi dey political capital.
Nipa dodo no e wo country ha no. Ye hu hia che nipa kakra bi no o mo ye political leaders no.
Right.
Enti say nyina ya wo hoto a wo kra ye nkwa ha wo.
Are you aware of the MPS Terminal 3? They will receive the biggest vessels. That's supposed to have taken containers to like Africa, Nigeria, Benin, Togo. They drop them here in our port. And they go on transshipment. You know, this transshipment is supposed to be done by Ghanaian own entity.
And you need to review say in various sectors.
I don't know, but Honorable Eka said we need a forum.
Yes.
Now various sectors, you know.
But bringing us back into the parliamentary arrangement, Speaker Babi, he has been fair. To tell you the truth.
Okay.
He's been fair, but he's been political also.
Okay.
And it is required. It is necessary.
Yeah.
We said the job we here sometimes interpretation. Interpretation sometimes precedents so sometimes be now church now can easily enjuma. Essentially who say you know compare with others. But you're very knowledgeable. He's done well. Parliament no presiding over no and is a crowd. Sahan Parliament no, he's done well. If he is nominated again, I'm sure he will make even a better speaker than himself in the 8th Parliament. And he supported.
Thank you. Emmanuel, let me say, they have even gone into the second part of the discussion of what we should expect after the swearing in, where the country should head to. I also still the old order of political and politicization of every sector, and at this time we need to go into this direction. Your 5 minutes.
Yo, me that's it. David. Ushe, like time I buy many senior and the Appiah Kubi Edinko. Now me say, me I like the way Ghanaians say send out more to abano. I like it. Obeye jumano. Na say anko ye. Na say yene wo kasa. Na say wo ntia. Oma Gaba, nobody will tell you the verdict. Say, Edman one year. And me, I think it's a lesson for ya NDC. Say, and to name ye, not Orama, man, Yambuano. Now, she say 1.7, 1.8 Gabu. Yan year, maybe anything about 2.5. Ghanaians are wild now.
It's possible.
Exactly. And no, so me, I like the way I say every 1 million. And about 1.7. And 1 year when you year, they got 2.5. And it's Ushe Orama Mansua. or the much experience and whatever. Right. After you say, "Jumano, why is great vision ideas." Ne only say, "Yeah, when this, you know, yen so mu emu ye ne yen buano, na yen push it." Enti na me ka say, "Do nkofo ebua yen." It's true. It's politics. Yeah. Obi edin hu etu ho ebua ora Mahama ebua NDC party. Obi din sika ehye but a ban appointment to manage the country in here. You hear two things. The loyalty towards the vision of Ora Mahama. And I feel skill setter a bit boy. Okay. A very key. Nepano enemies signing diana. Men financial. Okay. Men pushing money pano. Say wabua party no. That's a party na kuenima. I believe say Nepano say it will be beer or also the manner but by any year. Because I don't know we must perform. And so being who the difference between Ora Mahama and I say NDC ni MPP. Okay. And Ora Bahumia. So we have no choice. Say, yeah, loyalty to the vision of Ora Mahama. I feel it's loyalty to the party, no. Yeah, more the technical know-how, no skills, no. Just in a year, no. We really need to up our game. Yeah. Local production and manufacturing. And I see I say it's trade and investment.
You move to one district to one factory, so.
No, of course. You see, sometimes people don't understand. There is no way anybody don't understand basic economics. Will go against 1D 1F, baby. Okay. But saying now we implementing, is the issue. Okay. But 1D 1F, any textbook be our kind as to how a nation can move from developing to a developed nation. Yeah. The only way out is 1D 1F. Yeah. Sorry. You are industrializing. But say when would you know? So now say every district will be a factory, and that's the challenge. But it's not possible because every district must have what we call the competitive and comparative advantage. Only be. So what are you going to cite over there? The raw material exactly. But it should be about driving industrialization. Okay. And a key to solving the challenges. I don't think I agree with the trade and investment. Yeah, if you say foreign currency, so we must also cite more industries here, more production, revamp the local production, revamp the local manufacturing. And I think so. Government should be pushing, say, Ghana for your taste for near ewahano, so because because most of the times your taste for foreign materials so account. When you like there will be abundant job, there will be a lot of foreign currencies, and I think so. Yes, it's cannot be there. Government will rake in more revenue to solve most of the problems that are causing. So we have no choice. NDC as a party, any Ora Mahama, there's so much expectation. And until America say loyalty is key. Loyalty towards the vision of Ora John Dramani Mahama is key. Loyalty towards the party is key. But in addition, young for more the skill set. I'm bet to me a year Jumano. They say PNC chairman say it will be a call for missions, sir. Right. They say no, it's not about supporting USS suddenly any obium and are supporting the West against Israel or whatever any obium. It's about near Ghana and say, oh, go on. Now, who be when the air say, Dim Pan and Sancrophone and make up my son. Umbe Yomo. That's how you know you Ghana. It my phone to me, yes, I demand Ewahana. Right. I mean, pushing us in a way, production will be revamped. And to me, and crash animal idea. And so it's about trade, investment. Also Odeba. Okay. And until the American say, yes, of course, phobia he doesn't believe in Rama vision. Phobia doesn't believe in the NDC. But at the same time, the NGO being so it has the technical know-how to make sure say will make great impact in the lives of Ghanaians. Right. Obi Kran Samarasini in one lecture be say, yet to me mark Ghana for a Driania a year good and quality for that they be your model. You will not have this embarrassment that MPP it's a lesson to everybody.
Right. This is a lesson. Emmanuel Adote, a parliamentary candidate for the NDC, Wanyaso Tum. Said the NDC for no Kasano dear, known NDC for no, you have experience. Even if you have helped the party and you don't have the technical know-how, you don't need to be appointed. You can be appointed in other capacity. If that is what the president will go by, then we have a good country. But the editor told I remember from President Kufuor on the day of inauguration, the speech is centered around zero tolerance for corruption, and or invite all Ghanaians or more diaspora said they should come home because we have moved from another regime. Mills was about unity and cohesion, national unity. I mean, Mahama and so by or Kasa about how to rebuild manufacturing and industrialization, and now don't so by already speech first one on the day 7 January 2017. More of how to rebuild the country with the best of materials we have. We have the men and all that. I mean, what, lawyer, in 2 minutes, what will you expect from the president's speech, Ochana? Where do you envisage, say, a bit freer by just in 2 minutes?
Let me start from your last sentence. Having the men alone is not enough.
Having the men is not enough.
It's not enough. Okay. But deploy the men, the rightful people to the right places.
Okay.
Otherwise, the men, if they are deployed in the wrong places, you won't get results.
Okay.
If you deploy wrong men into other places too, you won't get the results.
Okay.
So I expect President Mahama to think of the nation first.
Okay.
That you are in to develop a country, and the country has people who will support you, people who will not support you. Then you don't have to waste too much time on those who are not supporting you, for that matter, chasing them, trying to answer our questions. Let's just have a clear vision of what you want to do and mobilize those who are better qualified to push the agenda and let them deliver to the country, Ghana. Again, witch hunting will not help. Okay. In fact, in recent times, I've seen people break into people's shops and things like that. This is indiscipline. We cannot develop a country on indiscipline. If you have any issue to discuss or to complain, we have enough avenues for complaints and all that. Let us not be seen to be showing disrespect to people. Sometimes at the end of the day you find that you have misbehaved. It's not fair. Let's have a country built on democracy, on discipline and on purpose. Now, above all, me expertise or China you never call center ho na yenyina akọ wishi President Mahama well we a national event and at the MP NDC for there. I would wish to say Kachina no cry and NDC in Tadia Nebeko can for continue them cohort to celebrate the national event. Senior bear Ukoho Nanko for Sisi Yatua Benewi, we must govern our country. And yeah, politics no so have you. Can afford politics maybe 365 days. Yeah, the mood every day. Monitor the various platforms. Platform be here discuss trade, here discuss investment, here discuss technology. So na debia na Appiah Kubi we passadia chim no for the way it's too much. And yen rededicate yourself to building a nation rather than doing politics. Politics it doesn't bring food onto the table. Let's talk about what will heal our wounds as a country, what will develop our country. They are looking at us. They say, be no one said they were and present generation. If we cannot do anything at all, we cannot live indebtedness to the people behind us. And say very discipline, even in our public offices.
Right. Thank you very much, Lawyer Honorable Andy Appiah Kubi MP for Asante Achim, and Eddie and Komo Ewo. My member Samson. So, in 2 minutes, what would you expect from President's speech? Because then they carry the entire nation along.
Two things. One on the lighter note, we are going to miss two characters in Parliament. That is the Tamale. Where AB Fusini.
AB.
And then
the Proverbs man.
Then this current trade minister, what's the name? Katie Hammond. And now catch will be say me to school. So to tell Honorable that because we are not doing everything politics, Obi and catch will say Honorable Wawi. So I think I expect President Mahama. President Mahama is a very statesman. When you see his calmness, his demeanor, you know that he's thinking good for Ghana.
Right.
I'm sure he's going to appeal to his rank and file that the victory that we have as a country or as a president, he's not going to joke with it. It's not about going to case people out of offices and their workplaces. The right thing will be done. He will do the rightful appointment, and people will replace people, and so that we move, because it look like American first. After election, it's the American first. And so that is what I want to hear from the president. His speech should center on more uniting than divisive. And I know he's going to do that. And his speech should be inspirational to us how he's going to work within the 24-hour economy that he promised Ghanaians. And that is why I am very optimistic that he is going to deliver. And that is why I'm actually pushing areas that if his attention is not drawn, he should be looking into that areas, because people are also, somebody is also positioning himself to see how, that he will fail. And so we should also, as the way Ghanaians voted for him, we should also come out to tell them, look, master, this area, when you put more the rightful people there, you will get more revenue to develop the things that you intend to do. I went to Philippines and I realized that I did not see their police officers everywhere. I saw private security. I don't know if you've been to Philippines before. I saw private security, and the way they dress with that big cap that the police normally wear on their ceremonial day, with their arms, private security. Even if it does them $1 or $2 or $100, they won't take. They'll tell you, no. Cameras. Everywhere there are malls in every market. So I was saddened when what happened at Kathmandu. That cannot happen at Philippines, because everywhere, the street, the market, the shop, the malls, cameras are there, and this security, before you enter there, they will search you. They will search you. They will have some sticks. If you are a woman, they will use some sticks to open your back and check what is there before you go in. We need to. That is the way. The security is what we are looking for. We need President Mahama is going to provide the enable environment, create proper policies. Then have proper security in place. So if the IGP, the army will have to go to collaboration with this private security. And one thing is that the private security owners too, you go and put somebody at maybe Angle TV here. The owner is paying you 3 times for a security officer or 2 times for a security officer. You go pay him 500 or 400. Why would he steal? If they are paying him 3 times and you want even to take operational costs, give him 2,500.
All right.
So that he will be satisfied. And I think that is why when I went to Philippines, I went to buy a phone and I wanted to even dash the police, the security people for their work. They said no. I'm okay. They pay me good, but we cheat them. And when you cheat the person is hungry, he will definitely go and steal. That is the way to go. So I think that we have so many ways to. You see, I'm talking about unemployment, because if the private security will also offload more people to pay them good, and police will employ and immigration will employ, this vote was about job creation. Nothing more, nothing less. It was about job. And that is the way to create the 24-hour economy. I got to Philippines at 12 a.m. The driver that was went to filling station and buy fuel. And I asked him, he said, we are doing 24-hour economy. He said they are doing 24-hour. But here by 10 p.m., if you go to any filling station, you are traveling. If you don't take time, you have to park by the street and then sleep there.
I'm Robert, so can't just a 24-hour. They are training more security. Like
I'm telling you.
What are you expecting from the speech, Ochana?
Yes, Saddick, for me, no, maybe I see that I say, Ghana for a share or Mahama. 2 million in because of the experience ever. Like I keep saying, you know, a Juma Wohono, and I think to be beer or mine edruno, and you beer, and yet I feel no way try and error. Or beer or the vast experience ever. Or Nankasani links and connections of the Jumano. And that's the reason why I'm so much comfortable to say 2 million a share or Ramham in sim. And I know say Ochinano, the speech will focus on giving Ghanaians hope. Say near attitude upon signing in ano, near enko yen in ano, muda shemi in semino. My name is Tim the boy Juma. And when is I Ghana. And I think so I know say in the speech we focus on how to help the youth. Right. Because we share about why your cause is a the youth were in majority. Right. Okay. Kasa yeah little money sharing is every youth no. And there will be something concerning the youth. A Jumana youth ni enibino or they can want them. And I think so I know it will also be focused on managing the country in terms of our economy. Right. It's key. Because I mean we can't manage the economy. Many him say we have lost access to the capital market. The treasury bills, domestic market. Ama uncle business into me opportunity to borrow from the banks because bank like they would prefer to give it to the government than and business. Right. And also we'll focus on near more the economy will be put back in issue. Okay. So those are the things that may make and I think so. You will see more statesmanship in Orama money. Like I said, he will bring all of us together, regardless of the beer or he will bring us together. And another focus also will be on issue of corruption. Okay. And we because we see from that angle, no. And can schools able to make clinic we able to make no doors we and he also focus on Niamo Beya will properly protect the public person. And yet we will not be just a speech, but we are going to protect the person. And yet, the
last time I heard I will protect the public person.
Person ye musicano na ye person so account there be this one proper means of protecting the person. Right. And I feel so Messi Ghana for you say I know say ye the 2 million and I say ye need to be but okay, because we need time to change some of the things. Who study economics? Every policy has what we call the gestation period. Right. Want to mean sorry, from 16 cities now.
How long will be your gestation period?
Oh, probably.
You want the honeymoon?
No, honeymoon. Honeymoon has started. Okay. I'm telling you, even by this evening, your leadership in parliament, okay. By Ochinanonsu, we are the key sectors of the economy and all that. Okay. But you see, our first proper budget, our buying policy is the first like April 1. At the end of March, and that's where you will see the things coming. Okay. And once I will read our own budget, at least in 3 months' time, we will say Niama will start, showing up. Say we are on the right path.
Medawa say Emmanuel.
Amen.
Thank you very much, Honorable Lawyer Andy Appiah Kubi MP for Asante Achim North NFA Samson Asaki Awingo Beteye PNC National Chairman. The only the tradesman or your expert in maritime. NFA Emmanuel Adote Alote NDC 2024 parliamentary candidate for Anyaso to me. I wish him well.